United States Senator Ted Cruz, Republican Texas, who has received almost $200,000 from the National Rifle Association, accused Democrats of obstructing measures to prevent gun violence in a Senate address on Thursday in the wake of Monday's mass shooting at Nashville, Tennessee's Covenant School. Every time there's a mass murder, there's a pattern that plays out. Number 1, there's an expression of grief, of love for the community. There are millions of us who lift the community up in prayer. Inevitably, that produces a response from the political left where they scream in unison, thoughts and prayers aren't enough. And I'll tell you, Mr. President, I believe in the power of prayer and I will continue praying for communities that are hurting, whether from a natural disaster or a horrific crime or anything else, Cruz said. But I agree with the sentiment. Thoughts and prayers are not enough. That is exactly right. We need action. What Cruz said next, however, contradicts the GOP's, along with Cruz's, well-documented refusal to take any meaningful action other than prayer to keep Americans safe. And what is so infuriating is every time there's a mass shooting, Democrats in this chamber stand up and they don't actually want to do something to stop the murderers, Cruz snarled. Instead, they want another gun control bill to disarm law-abiding citizens that won't actually stop the murders, that won't actually protect our kids. Cruz was reprimanded by people who are exhausted by his empty rhetoric. Riker's beard, we're not screaming, don't pray. We're screaming, do something along with the praying. Also, I don't believe for a second that Cruz has actually said one prayer for any shooting victim. It's all just a catchphrase to him. Heather Marie, cool, sounds like we just need to send thoughts and prayers to the border then, since that's all that's needed. Lady Ogaga, and right after that he lamented how nice white ladies can't get guns because of big black gangbangers. Cat, Republicans aren't folding their hands in prayer, they are sitting on their hands, doing nothing about gun violence. Coastal Rocks, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. Gabagool, I'm sure the parents of the kids and families of the adults prayed every day that easy access to a high-powered weapon wouldn't explode their loved ones' chests and heads. But that's what happened even with prayer at Ted Cruz. How about real measures, not words? Marcus Smith, at Ted Cruz, prayers don't always work even if you believe that they do. I grew up in church and what I've learned was you have to have action behind your prayer. God isn't a genie. You could pray, but there needs to be action behind that prayer. The Last Airbender, simple question, when do the prayers start working?